Welcome to my YouTube video of the 2015 Manhattan Beach Grand Prix. We are just crossing the start finish line with 5 laps to go. I'll bring you up to speed. About 15 minutes into the race, a group of 4 riders slipped away from the field. Pretty much took them for granted. The group included Hilton Clark, United Healthcare, David Santos, KHS. There was a rider from IRT Wheels and a SoCal Cycling rider. Pretty decent combination. There was a couple teams left out, which would include Stands No Tubes, which is a professional team. Um, Also missing out was Estella's, which is also a professional team. So here we are on the backside of the course. This is about a 5% hill, which leads into a nice little U-turn. Some people think it's sketchy. I actually love this turn. It's pretty cool. It kicks up again right here and slows you down, kind of takes all the speed out of your legs. You'll notice a lot of people are out of the saddle just to get back on top of the gear. Um, I opened my legs up a few times during the course of the race just to see how they felt, and they felt pretty good. So I was pretty excited to know that I had good legs at a race that I love participating in. Um, at this point, we're not going to catch the break. They're about 30 seconds up the road, and Estella's and I'm not sure the guy from Airgas off to the right. They did a decent job trying to bring them back. The mistake they made was letting the break establish a gap that was more than 20 seconds. Unless you're a really big powerhouse team, it's pretty difficult to bring a group back like that. So this is the backside of the course, which is leading towards the start finish now. A little bit of a downhill. If you look to the right, you see my watts really just plummet. Pretty nice downhill, but you do have a headwind, so that made it a little difficult at times to maintain your position. You can see we're going 28, 29 miles an hour, but look at my watts. My watts are under 100 right now, and I'm using my drafting skills to make sure I'm saving energy. And this is the corner that can make or break you right here. This is the last turn of the Manhattan Beach Grand Prix. You can see it's a nice sweeping U-turn right here, and it has a dip right there that could really throw you off your course. So at this point, we get a tailwind going down to start finish. It's about 200, maybe 25 meters from the corner to the finish line. And as you can see, the course bends to the right. So as a sprinter, you want to make sure you're up against the barriers, just like that Estella's guy was. He got pinched off a little bit. You just want to make sure you're to the right, because that is the closest line and the fastest line to get you to the finish. So KHS has a guy in the break, of course, David Santos, really strong guy, decent finisher, but they're still going to try to line it up to stack some more guys in the top 10. So they have their train set up, and then you have the local powerhouse Masters team off to the left in the green, which features Sharon Smith, who wins almost every Masters 40-plus race out in this area. Leo Grande, he's number 67. He's shown this year that he's in good shape. You have the Stella boys right here, setting tempo for Justin Williams, but Stefano Barberi is a dangerous rider. He takes a flyer. I wasn't too concerned about it. It's a difficult course to do a solo effort on. Once we make this turn here, the wind just slaps you right in the face, and it's a slight little 2.5%, 3% uphill before you start going downhill. And it's just brutal having the wind at least 20, 25 mile an hour gusts. So I think he just wanted to animate the race, perhaps catch the group off guard. But Estella's did a good job chasing Stefano down and making sure we're going to have at least a group sprint for 5th place. So you can see the KHS guys again lining up on the right. You got a guy chasing Barberi from Strawberry Giant, and you see how wide the roads are. It's really easy to move up during these times because the roads are so wide. However, we pinch to the left because the street veers off to the left. So you don't want to be right. That's the long way around. But as you watch towards the end of the video, I made a move that if it wasn't for the big road on the right hand side, I don't think I would have been able to get in the position I was in. Um, so here I am, just continue to try to move up, follow the right wheel. If you look in the rearview mirror, or my rear camera, I should say, um, you could kind of track what's going on behind me. And right here is no need to press the issue and come underneath. We still have plenty of time. The speeds are high. We're hitting this corner at 28 and coming out of it at 25. So that's decent pace, um, you know, to come out of a U-turn like that. So here we are, getting back up to speed, 30 miles an hour, kicking it up to about 700 watts. And it's important for me to just save every bit of energy. If you look at my wheel, well, you can't see my wheel, but you can see that I'm positioned just off so slightly to the right. I'm getting the most draft out of number 32, which I believe is Brian McCullough from KHS. I'm getting the most draft been on the right because the wind is coming off from the ocean, which is to our left. So the speeds are decent right now, 32 miles an hour, nothing too savvy. Um, and as you see, I'm continuing to just propel myself forward. I don't want to be caught out too far back and have to use a big effort. And watch what happens here. So I'm moving up, and if you look in the rear view mirror, I keep calling it a rear view mirror, watch this and listen closely. Oh, okay, it wasn't that lot. So maybe on the next lap, something happened right there, and I'm sure Justin Williams will chime in. So here I am again, right back towards the front, 6 wheels, starting to float a little bit, let some guys in front of me. I want to see the good guys, you know. I want to see Justin. I want to see Keo. I want to see Menzies and White. You know, I want to see those guys in front of me because those are the guys who carry, you know, the big power and the speed to the finish line. So right now, I really don't see them. They're playing a little poker. I mean, they got the ace in the breakaway, which is in Hilton Clark. So I'm sure they had all the confidence in the world that he will close the deal. So, you know, who knows what they were really thinking. I think they wanted to do a flyby later, maybe a lap to go, a lap and a half to go. So continuing to just ride hard towards the front. It's getting a little hectic. As you can see, the speed's 21 miles an hour going over this hill with the headwind, and it's so easy to lose position. So I came out of that last corner in 5th position, and now I'm about 15, maybe even 20 guys back. Boom, you see Kel made it through that slot, but I had to soft pedal and get myself a little bit in the wind just to make sure. You see I poked out a little bit, and look at that. I made up about 10 spots, and I felt very comfortable taking this turn. And throughout the whole race, I was practicing that line because I knew that was the line for the finale. If you went outside, it was just too far around. If you could nail the inside and keep your speed, you're going to have a better chance. So I just told Bausch right there in front of me that his teammate, Kel, was behind me. And the reason I did that, you don't want him to look back and see me and then give up. You know, to let him know that his teammate's on my wheel, it kept him right in the train, which was right behind Justin's team of Estellas. So you see the champion system guy rolling up. They had a few guys in the race also. I'm not sure who they were setting up, but it made it for a very interesting last 5 laps. So here we are, 33.5 miles an hour, kicking it around 500 watts. And you can see the hill right in front of us. It's a great shot of the hill. Beautiful day too. Just 75 degrees, breezy, nice and sunny. Watch this. Oh, excuse my language right there. Yeah, I had to say it. Justin yelled out right. And had his team just make a right-hand turn. And I don't think his intent was to try to crash anyone or he was just saying right to warn them that there was guys coming over the right side of him. Bonehead move on them, they just swing right, and it could have been really bad for me. Unfortunately, it took out Aaron Wembley's front wheel, and I thought it took out my back wheel. My race would have been done at that point. So I believe we're at a lap and a half to go right now. This is pretty good speeds going in this area, 30, 33 miles an hour, because it is a slight uphill with that headwind, which is just crucial. If you watch my watts, you will see them spike up a little bit. You see that it went from 500 to 900 and now 8, 7, 6, and it just takes so much out of you. At this point, I knew I was going to get swarmed, so I just went to the front, which was a crucial move for me because it allowed everyone to sit behind me, and they were probably thinking to themselves, why is Rashawn on the front in the headwind? At this point, I'm actually recovering, going 26 miles an hour. Look, my watts are only 250, and it allowed me to honestly recover. So I kind of patted myself on the back for taking a courageous move and not being so passive, which I've been lately. So we got Gritters from, what's the name of his team? Rock and Road Cyclery on the front. He's a very good, strong rider. Also really good on the dirt. So he's taking off. I don't think it's no way he can make a lap. So we're going to see Bell Lap right now. Everyone's kind of playing possum. Speeds are low, 26 miles an hour. But here comes the KHS team, and they're going to string it out. So here we are, Bell Lap. Now, if you watch the rear camera, I'm focusing on United Healthcare coming over the top with just a blaze of speed. I'm not turning my head too much. I'm just using my peripheral. And I'm also, you could feel when a group is coming. So there's white. I'm going to use the right-hand side. I trust Kale wasn't going to make a dangerous move. So here I am on the gas a little bit. Take it from 35 to just a half an hour, 37. That helped me move up towards the front. And this part right here is so crucial. You really have to fight your way and get on top of the gear to make sure you get over the hill, number one, in good position, and number two, without using too much energy, which could wipe you out at high speeds. See, we're going over the top of this thing at 30 miles an hour in this U-turn at pretty decent speeds. We make the U-turn, and boom, I'm right by Keo, and he's their sprinter for the day. So I have a good will to follow to the finish. If you look at my angle of the bike, I'm actually in a full draft. The wind is coming straight ahead, so I have two guys in front of me, which is pretty good. But now, because United's not protecting the inside, look, boom, I got pinched so quickly. I lost eight positions in a drop of a second, and I'm yelling at him to keep going, but why would he listen to me? We're not teammates, right? So here's the sprint up the hill, and so right now I just have to continue to push. I knew a door would open for me, and so now I got a little bit of leeway or opening, and I'm just going to wait. I'm looking up. I see what's going on. I'm going to get in front of this guy, and I want you to pay attention to the speed to the right. So I hit 41 miles an hour to go over the top of Carl Menzies just in time to make the turn. Scrubbing a little bit of speed right here. 30, 29, 28. Watch the spike of watts. Just at 2,500 watts. And again, the closest line to the finish, racing in the 53.11. Maxed out at about 37 miles an hour, and I was able to take the field sprint. It was bittersweet, to have such good legs, but to have a group off the front like that, oh well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But I was happy to have a strong finish at a race that I'm really excited about. Thanks for watching.
I'm with this complexion. Two-step. Complexion don't mean a thing. It's a solo line.